Good evening, students. Literary forms, Unit 4 Drama, and next topic we are going to study is one act play. Okay, so what do you mean by one act play? Already I told the reference of one act play, a short drama. Okay, let's say in a usual drama will have 2.5 hours to or even 3 or 3.5 hours time it will take, but one act play is around 20 to 40 minutes. Okay, so that is said to be one act play, and there is no much characterization and lengthy dialogues or soliloquy and much more dramatic effect, much more stage direction or nothing like that. The audience could be even 10 or 15. Even for 10 or 15 audience, one act play could be staged, and there is no need for background music, large elaborate costume, and there is no such thing. Simple and short drama is said to be one act play. Yet it has its own features in it. We shall study that one. The one act play is to drama what short story is to a novel. A one act play is not abbreviated drama, it has its own laws. One act play has a single plot, it is either pure comedy or pure tragedy. The action is confined to single place and the number of characters is limited. Simplicity of design and immediate impact are its characteristics. The one act play observes brevity in plot, in character, and in dialogue. As a short play, it automatically fits into classical framework of units. So one act play is what a short story does to a novel. So I already told the difference between short story and a novel, and actually a short version of a story. Yet short story has its own feature of brevity in characterization, and the story of how the story is narrated in an interesting way, in a crispy way. The short story is narrated. Okay, so that is the idea of a short story. The same could be applied for one act play. Novel is a lengthy one and lots of characterization, lots of discussion. But in case of one act play, number of characters, the length of drama, and characterization and dramatic effect, everything is a kind of shortened one. Okay, so that is the first point here. It has its own rules. First of all, it is a single plot. Okay, single plot. If you take a King Lear or Midsummer's Night Dream, there are lots of characters. One plot is interlinked with another plot, and a plot, 2 or 3 more stories are interlinked. Okay, there is a main plot and there is a plot, and they could be interlinked. There is a main storyline and subordinate storyline, and because of many characters, one character has their own story and they have their own problem. Likewise, many characters are there in regular drama or in regular novel. But in case of short story or one act play, number of characters are limited. It is a single plot. It is either pure comedy or pure tragedy. The action is confined to a single place and number of characters is limited. And simplicity of design, immediate impact are its characters, characteristics. One act play observes brevity and plot in character and dialogue. As a short play, it automatically fits into classical framework of 3 units. So, as in short story, the immediate impact, the crispy way of narration is essential, and there is no lengthy in dialogues and characterization, and it has its own immediate impact. Crispiness is the another most important feature of one act play, and since it is a short story and not much lengthy dialogues are used, and So naturally, the classical 3 units is automatically followed. Okay, since it is a short story, a few characters have a few discussion, they will have a serious talk, and then that's the concept of one act play, and therefore the 3 units are automatically followed, and that is another feature of one act play. So already it is a short one, and there is no need, there is no point in changing the time, place, or even the action. Okay. And see, a one act play is either a comedy or tragedy. It is actually a kind of comedy mixture of both tragedy and comedy. That's how one act play was written. And the history of one act play dates from days of mystery and miracle plays. There were several little plays combined to form a cycle. So the history or origin of one act play begins from mystery and miracle play itself. Even from those days, one act play were written. That is a short and very short story, short plays were staged. And there are several little plays combined to form a cycle. And the interlude of 15th century was also brief. See, mystery, miracle, interlude, and actually they were one act plays only. Okay, and then only they became a lengthened one. So history of drama begins with one act play only. Okay, with one act play only, regular drama developed. Okay, a short story, short play disappeared with company of great Elizabethan playwrights and reappeared only by the end of 19th century. And after that, Elizabethan playwright Christopher Marlowe, William Shakespeare, and Ben Jonson evolved, and they wrote regular play for a common audience in public place, in a public place, and then none attempted to write one act play. Okay, with the mystery, miracle, and interlude, one act play disappeared, and regular drama appeared, and then by the end of 19th century, only one act play reappeared. Okay, in modern times, initially one act play was used as a curtain apparition. Okay, so in modern times, initially one act play was used as a curtain apparition for a full-length play, but audience generally ignored it. Later, 2 or 3 act plays were presented on the same evening, as in the case of James Barrie as one act plays. Okay, so by the end of in the 19th century, one act play was one act plays reappeared, but none proved out to be great plays, and it naturally disappeared. Okay, why? Because one act play was staged before full-length play. Okay, let's say before 20 or 30 years ago, short films or newsreel were played before a feature film. If you go before 30 years, if you go out to a cinema hall and watch any movie, before watching the movie which you want to see, before that movie, a short film or newsreel would be played, and then only they will play the film which you paid to watch. Okay, so that is in case of 30 years ago in a cinema hall. Likewise, by the end of 19th century, when people wanted to watch a regular drama, before watching the regular drama, a short one act play was staged, and then the regular play was staged. Okay, so since audience mind was to watch the regular drama, one act play was ignored. That's why one act play, even by the end of 19th century, it was ignored. But later 2 or 3 one act plays were presented on same evening, as in case of James Barrie's one act plays. Shaw also could occasionally confine to narrow limits of one act play, as in Man of Destiny and the Dark Lady of Sonnets. Okay, after a few years, James Barrie and Shaw tried to both James Barrie and Shaw wrote one act plays, and Bernard Shaw's the man of destiny, the dark lady of sonnets, proved to be great one act plays. Another great writer of one act plays were Noel Coward, who wrote famous Tonight at 8:30. Okay, so after Bernard Shaw, another greatest one act playwright was Noel Coward, and his Tonight at 8:30 is another greatest drama, one act drama. The plot in one act play is confined to most essential point of the story. In the famous one act play, the bishop's candlesticks, we are central incident of stealing candlesticks. Other details are introduced indirectly and in a limited manner. So another important characteristic feature of one act play is they will confine themselves to most essential point. Okay, this is the main concept of story, and they will not develop the story further. Okay, say for example, the greatest one act play, famous one act play, the bishop's candlesticks. So it is one of the famous one act play, and in that one act play, how the candlesticks are going to be stolen. Okay, so that is the main theme, and they don't develop the story. How the candlesticks are stolen, whether the sticks are stolen or not. So other than this particular theme, this particular idea, they don't add anything. So therefore, since it confines itself to only a single theme, it is called one act play. So confining the story, sticking the story to one particular theme is another important feature of one act play. One act play uses only a limited time for its presentation. Characters are limited number and dialogues observe economy for words. So the number of characters are very much limited, and time is also limited, and dialogues is also short per dialogues. The most important aspect of one act play is central sentiment and its racy and crispy dialogue. So racy and crispy dialogue, catchy dialogues and fast unwanted dialogues are completely deleted, and they follow a single emotion, a single sentiment, and by that one act play is performed. The writer of one act play doesn't have the freedom which full length play enjoys. One act play imposes severe restrictions on the author. Okay. One act play doesn't have one act playwright doesn't have freedom to have a lengthy dialogues and lengthy story, and he has his own restriction. He may present the story and character with suggestive strokes. He must use dialogue carefully. Okay, so for what is the time and what is the ambience, everything is just in a hinted dialogue and dramatic effect. Everything the situation is told. See whether where is the story taking place, at what time the story is taking place, where does the story takes place. Everything is made in a hint. Okay, say for example, the character, the story happens in a dining room of their protagonist. Okay, so in case of regular drama, in the printed version also it is said that this character is sitting in a dining room. He is eating soup. Everything is given in a detailed way. In case of regular drama, the stage setting should be that on the stage itself, it should be a dining room. Okay, so there should be a dining table and a dining chair, and all the properties should be used, plates and food and water and everything should be, all the properties should be used in a regular drama. But in case of one act play, the costume and the properties and the stage settings, there is no need for such thing. Everything is going to be simple. But the story happens in a dining room. Okay, if it is dining room by dialogues in a crispy way, hey, Poyer is sitting in a dining room. That's all. By that, a character says to another character, Poyer is sitting in a dining room, and by that itself, we have to audience should be able to understand that the story takes place in a dining room. So everything is done in a racy and crisp dialogue. And the writer Unactly imposes severe restriction on author. You must present story and character suggestive strokes. So that is in a suggestive way, and everything on the story is said. You must use the dialogue carefully with all restriction. Unactly can still be profound, poetic, and subtle. We find in Yeats, the land of heart's desire, or in J.M. Singh's Riders to the Sea. Especially J.M. Singh's The Riders to the Sea is the greatest one-act play written in English literature, and dialogues should be written carefully, and even poetry can also be used in one-act play. Okay. So, moving to the next paragraph. Though one-act plays are best suited for the exposition of comic themes, there are excellent one-act plays with tragic themes also. Usually, one-act plays, comic one-act play were written, but some plays were also tragic. Okay. W. Jacobs, The Monkey's Paw, and Finch Riders to Sea are examples. So, The Monkey's Paw, The Riders to Sea are have great tragic elements also. Even the story is short, yet tragic elements are also used in one-act plays. Today, one-act plays are supported by amateur dramatic society and school and college troops. Some of the outstanding modern one-act plays are supported by amateur dramatic society and college troops. Some of the outstanding modern one-act play are John Drinkwater's The Storm, Galsworthy's Little Man, A.A. Main's The Man in Bowler Hat, J.B. Priestley's Mother's Day, and Stanley Houghton's The Dear Departed. Okay, so in the modern times, one-act plays also written maybe by college troops. Okay, you can also let's say actually you are performing skit, but if you perform it for 20 to half an hour, then it is called as one-act play. Okay, so if it is just for 7 minutes or 10 minutes, then it is it is called a skit. But one-act play is the approximate time is 20 to 40 minutes. Okay, even if you imaginatively write a drama for which there are now lots of characters and there is no lengthy dialogues or high powerful soliloquy, and if the dialogue are crispy and the time duration is between 20 to 40 minutes, then it is one-act play. Regular drama is completely different. It will have elaborate costume, and regular drama at least 28 days. There should be rigorous rehearsals of minimum 28 days, and then it should be staged. Okay, such thing there is no need for such thing in a one-act play. One-act play are often made by college students, college troops, or amateur dramatic societies. That is amateur in the sense not by professional playwright or actors. Just a part-time actors, part-time playwright, they simply all of them they simply write and perform it for a small group of audience. Okay, so still one-act plays are staged for a few group of audience, and some of the greatest one-act plays are, that's what I read out. Let me read it again. Galsworthy's The Little Man, A.A. Main's The Man in Bowler Hat, J.B. Priestley's Mother's Day, Stanley Houghton's The Dear Departed are said to be greatest one-act play, modern one-act plays. Okay, that's it. Thank you.